This is a piece of music that our reporter in Ukraine, Joseph Lindsley, sent us yesterday from Lviv. Tell us about this, Joe. Hello to you.
Bob, good afternoon from Lviv. This song is by a musician. I've shared his music with you all before, Slava Vakarchuk. He has a PhD in physics. He was a member of parliament, and he's probably Ukraine's top rock star. And this song, it means that the name means it's bude dobre. Everything will be okay. And it starts. He says, "I remember the time when the world was just beginning, going high into the mountains, taking a hike with a hope as strong as love that everything will be good one day." And so that sentiment, really, we're feeling that here in Ukraine. In fact, on Friday, I went to this Slava Vakarchuk had a concert here in Lviv on Friday. And, you know, there was sort of a secretive concert that you can't have. He used to play at huge football stadiums, but you can't do that now. It's too dangerous. And when he sang this song in particular, I looked at all the people in the audience, and they sang these words with such passion and hope and fear and energy. It was a hope. It was a belief that things will be better. It was a worked for goal to achieve. All that all together in this song, and that, you know, that was on Friday, and we there was a feeling that we've been hearing, okay, Russia might escalate things. And so while everyone was singing kind of in that bunker concert on Friday, it was a moment of gathering energy, and little did we know really that what we would have to face yesterday. Mm-hmm. And, you know, yesterday was exhausting and terrifying. You had Russia, and we got to remember Russia, a permanent member of the United Nations Security Council, launched perhaps its most coordinated, widespread attack on Ukraine since February 24th. Even the rockets crossed over Moldovan airspace. I mean, they're pushing these limits further and further. Places I knew well in Kyiv, in the heart of the city, were hit by missiles. Civilians were killed. And, you know, when I was speaking with you, you know, because today, I think, you know, everyone was a bit surprised yesterday. People were afraid. It was so scary. And then today you wake up and you face it better. You know, you realize, okay, we can't be complacent. We have to prepare better. But I'm happy I was able to share with you yesterday those raw emotions and feeling, because I think that's the best service I can provide, is to let, you know, your audience and Americans know what it really feels like. I mean, I was sick to my stomach all day. It was that intense. You know, this morning we still had 3 rockets hit Lviv, and part of the city has been without power and internet. So this is continuing, but you sort of even get used to it the next day.
Are you in a bomb shelter, Joseph?
No, right now I'm on a sidewalk cafe, sitting here with my friend that owns the cafe, having a coffee. We're not under an air alarm, though. But now, I mean, if there was an air alarm, I don't think I'd be outside. No, because it is a new level of seriousness.
It's unbelievable that a relatively normal life can go on. I was reading a report from Kyiv this morning about locals strolling with their dogs in the afternoon sunshine, men sitting on benches beneath the changing fall leaves, playing chess. And as this report pointed out, in the wake of those attacks, Kyiv residents are trying to live as normally as possible. The residents saying the goal for the attack is to frighten us into panic or surrender. By carrying on, we show that we won't be cowed. And I guess that's the feeling you have conveyed to us from the people of Ukraine, correct?
It is. And, you know, Bob, yesterday, it was so hard to get connected. You know, we were using Elon Musk's Starlink, and even then it was hard to get connected. There were a lot, you know, so I couldn't get any information about what was happening. I wasn't sure if I would ever speak to you all again. And that was a real emotion that we all had here. I mean, we thought this could be the end. And everyone had that and we had conversations about that all day. And when we had to turn off the internet because we ran out of gas, we were completely in the dark last night, just talking around candles, saying, we don't know what's happening. And, you know, it was a very scary position to be in. But then, you know, you learn from that. And today people sort of try to joke about it a little bit. And that's how you keep going. You know, and I wonder, thinking about what happened yesterday, I have to, you know, Russia, the Kremlin said that was a retaliation to the partial destruction of the bridge from Russia to the Crimean Peninsula. Crimean has been, you know, Ukrainian territory that the Russians have occupied since 2014. And Russia said this was a retaliation. And I'm starting to wonder if that attack on the Crimean bridge might have been Russian sabotage. Because, I mean, I think we got to be very skeptical about everything we hear from the Kremlin. But amazing how quickly they responded they were surprised by this attack on Saturday, and then Monday they're ready to have, after months of ineptitude, they can have this amazingly organized event. And so because I think when I was looking at, I have to pay attention to what people in Europe and America are saying, and there are certain voices in America, for example, who after what happened today are saying this, Ukraine, really needs to calm down and start giving up, start negotiating. America needs to stop sending weapons because people in America were scared, even though it was a little bit more scary here. And this is what the Kremlin is trying. They're trying to build this propaganda narrative that it's Ukraine's problem. Ukraine needs to give up territory, and then everyone doesn't have to worry about, Putin's crazy nuclear threats. And sorry, Bob.
I was just going to say that it's an interesting theory about Russians blowing up that bridge to Crimea, because yesterday's strikes could not possibly have been in answer to that, because it was such a widespread coordinated attack. You can't plan that in that short a time.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think I sort of had this realization today, and because they hit specific power substations in little villages, which also is very disturbing. It means they still have had good intelligence here on the ground. And so, and I know how they construct narratives and their propaganda. And then I see certain people in the West eating this up and saying, and this is where, and here's the big question, will we let Russia be the nuclear bully of the world because everyone else is afraid? And, I have complete confidence that countries like Poland, Lithuania, Estonia, who they live, they're close to Russia, they've suffered under Soviet oppression, that they will never give up their support. But the big challenge here is to help, I think, Americans and Europeans, together we have to find a way to not be afraid of Russia, like the Ukrainians, and not to sort of to fall prey to this propaganda. Mm-hmm. And it is scary. And I understand people are scared of the nuclear threat. It's here where it's most imminent. As I said, it was terrified yesterday, but we find a way to, this is where we have to keep our minds calm and say, how can we be better chess players than the Kremlin?
I don't know how you sleep, Joseph, but I hope you get some rest.
I slept through. I was so tired from yesterday. I slept through the air alarm this morning.
Oh, man, you're a better man than I am. All right, well, let's hope for better days, and we'll talk tomorrow, God willing. Thank you, Joseph. And by the way, let me just share this text. I know we got to get to the news here, but I want you to hear what listeners have to say. We got a lot of emails and texts after your report yesterday, like this one. Joseph's report yesterday brought me to tears as I worried about his safety. His open conversational style makes me feel like I know him. I hope the best for him.
Wow.
I want you to hear that.
Thank you. That's encouraging and beautiful. Thank you very much. Now, we're all in this together in different ways. So.
Yes, we are. All right, Joseph. Be well, be healthy, be safe.